Good morning and welcome to Wednesday morning Q&A with Integrity Biofeedback Academy. As always, we welcome you here. I am Brenda Judah and I am joined by Sharron Oyer. We are co-owners of Integrity Biofeedback Academy and Integrity Biofeedback Incorporated as well, where we have full-time practices with clients. So we always like to put up the information here about questions, tech questions, because I know sometimes you have technical questions that do not involve Sharron or me. And so we want you to know what numbers you can dial to get a hold of somebody to help you with that. So the toll-free numbers right there. Then from outside the USA, it's 805-962-7614, the second number. And also you can go to the Quantum Life website, which is www.quantum-life.com, and you can get any kind of information that you need from there. And it'll give you also numbers and contact information so you can get a hold of anybody that you would need to get a hold of regarding your product, your Infinity product. For those of you who are life practitioners that are on our call now, we want to encourage you that if you have technical questions, you can contact us and we will actually make sure that the person that's in charge of the technical portion, that you have a phone number and a contact number for them. Next week we will try to have that up on the screen actually, and so I think that would be a good thing for us to do. We will take care of that so that you have your numbers as well. For those of you who are just joining us, I want to remind you that we have opened this up to life practitioners as well as Infinity app practitioners. So we're excited to have energy people on this call. And so questions can be answered from either one or for either one of those devices, as well as, any other questions that might be of interest to you. You can always ask us, and if we don't know the answer, what will we do, Sharron?
Well, we could make something up, but we don't do that. We are Integrity.
Oh,
That's in our name. So we try to find out the answer if we can with our own research and our own network of experts.
Yes.
And if we can't find the answer at all, we will just tell you we don't know.
Oh, so we don't get to make it up then?
No. You might
Okay.
get the pink slip if you do that.
Okay, all righty then.
You own 51% of the company.
That's right. I'd give myself a pink slip for that one. So again, if you have questions and we don't know the answers, we'll try to find those answers for you. And also, we haven't been stumped yet, so this is a Stump Brenda and Sharron hour. Okay, this is our disclaimer. Again, I said last week I was going to make this cover the life and the Infinity, so Sharron, if you're taking my notes, which you usually do, that would be great to remind me of that. This is specific to the Infinity app right now, but it is also the same for your life system. We want to make sure that everybody on this call, whether you're new, no matter what you're using, whether you're using the Infinity app or the life system or an on-demand or a biomeridian or whatever it is that you're using, that we want you to know that it is your devices work like an evoked potential. And in other words, when the signal goes in, the body has an immediate quantum, at the quantum level, response to those signals, like it does to every single signal that is around it all the time, ongoing. The difference with your devices is that we are recording the initial response to those signals as stress potentials. So that's what you're working with. You're working with stress potentials when you are working with yourself or with clients and your devices. So please remember, only duly qualified and licensed healthcare practitioners may make assumptions relative to specific disorders or medical conditions. And Quantum Life and Integrity Biofeedback, as well as Harmonic Energetic Technologies, shall not be responsible for any such misrepresentations that would be made. So we encourage you, don't do that. Don't make any misrepresentations. That's a no-no. That's bad business. Okay, This is also more informational. There you have Quantum Life's education.com page. It's www.quantumlifeeducation.com. IBA, you can go to our website at www.biofeedbackedu.com. You see it there, and you can always go there and check out the educational information that we have there, and there's how-to videos for your Infinity app. There's a introduction to the life system there. So if you hear us talking about that and you want to talk more about it, go there, look at that video, and then chat with us about it. We have an associate's program as well at the biofeedbackedu.com. We sell and broker many devices, so if you're interested in purchasing or selling those to anybody, or getting into our associates program, you can sign up right there. There have been several of you that have, and we're grateful for that. And I'm sure when you get your check from us, you're grateful too. You can always reach us at integritybiofeedback@gmail.com, or you can even actually call us on a phone line at 239-221-8977. So for those of you that have apps and iPads and iPhones and Androids, you can click and take a picture of this screen. Then that way you have all of your information that you would ever need forever and a day about us and how to reach us. Finally, Karen Williams is the CEO of Quantum Life. And Karen, I'm not sure if she's on the call yet this morning, because I know she's been out of town. But anyhow, Karen Williams is the CEO for Quantum Life, and you can reach Karen at quantum-life.com. Karen at quantum-life.com. So if you have any questions, again, regarding tech situations, things like that, you can shoot an email to Karen. Which reminds me, as we're moving forward here and we're going to be talking about email and questions, I would love for you to start typing in your questions now. As I have shared with you in the past, I was going to take that out this week too. As I've shared with you in the past, this is a Q&A. And what happens here is you ask the questions, we answer them, and that's what this is all about. Sharon's got some exciting information about some things coming up, so I'm going to get ready and turn it over to her right now. And so let me just do that. There you go, Sharon.
Okay, thank you. Karen is on, so I was just saying good morning to her. Good morning, Karen. We're glad you're back and hope all is well. You've been out of touch for a few weeks, so glad you're back in the saddle, so to speak. We do have some exciting news to share with you. Brenda and I have been kicking around this idea for several weeks, and we are ready to launch it. And so we're going to just mention it this week. You'll be hearing more about it in the next couple of weeks, but we are excited to announce that beginning January 4th, 2017, can you believe 2017? Oh my. We are going to be presenting on a weekly basis the 0 Point Connection. The 0 Point Connection. It's a weekly format like this. It will be replacing this particular format on Wednesdays, but it's going to be this and so much, much more. The 0 Point Connection. Let me get to the next screen here. It's a new weekly format. The time is going to change. It's going to be every Wednesday instead of noon Eastern Standard Time. I know in California, I think we're at 9 o'clock your time. The time change will be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think this is going to be more convenient for more of you and us as well. And so it will be GoToMeeting, just like you're doing now. You will be receiving a new link to GoToMeeting through Integrity Biofeedback Academy. We are those ones that are sponsoring this new format now. It's going to be, of course, the Q&A time for Infinity, and we're expanding that, as we've been saying the last few weeks, to life system users as well. There's many out there that are getting excited about this as well. We will be not just doing Q&A time for your questions, but also we'll be doing practitioner interviews. Practitioners out there that are using the systems, how they're using the systems effectively. Also sharing marketing ideas. Many of you are doing some things out there to really help with marketing the practice that you're doing with biofeedback or adding it into an existing practice. We know some experts out there right now who we're excited about that will be interviewing on their expertise is marketing biofeedback and especially the life system. And so we're excited to be including them as well in this. And also, again, practitioners from all scopes of practice, chiropractors, nutritionists, just people using the biofeedback system in and of itself. I think sometimes that can be more of a struggle than anybody needing marketing ideas for it. And so we're going to be doing that in this new format. We're also going to be having professional interviews. These are the CEOs of the respective companies sharing their goals and their vision for their company. Brenda, I haven't talked to you about this, but can we announce the new exciting news about the Life System Company?
Well, it would be wrong of me to say no now, so I guess you certainly can.
Well, we will just put it out there. The Life System Company has now a brand new CEO, has just bought the company. We are thrilled with the changes taking place with the Life System Company, and we will be interviewing the new CEO and her vision and goals for the company in many different ways. And so I'll just put it out there right now, and that'll be something for you to look forward to. We're going to be interviewing some professionals about the legal issue updates, which are so important for us here in the United States and Canada and also in Europe as well. We'll be talking about the current healthcare trends. This should excite you on the shift that's occurring with integrative medicine, so to speak, in general, and also for biofeedback, the latest research in that. We're going to be having a recommended book of the month. Again, focused on the latest scientific discoveries and research as related to biofeedback and how to connect to that 0-point field, which you're going to be learning about during the next few weeks as well. We're going to be talking about the 0-point field, what that is exactly, and how we're connecting to it. Biofeedback is all a part of that. Energy medicine is all a part of that, and so forth. So again, that's coming January 4th. It will be weekly, again, at the times that I shared, excluding holidays, of course. We won't be doing it if it's a Christmas day or a Thanksgiving day, which it won't be because Thanksgiving is never on a Wednesday, unless that changes. A lot of things are changing in our country, but I don't think that's going to be one of them. Watch for an email from integritybiofeedback@gmail.com in the next couple weeks with how to register. There is going to be a cost for this. We have just discovered over the last few years that people who do not pay for their education seem to not value it very much. We've tried it for free, we've tried it with cost, and the success rate all around for everybody is when we do have a nominal charge. This is only going to be $10 a month or $99 for the full year to Integrity Biofeedback Academy for this. This is just to pay for the GoToMeeting format and a little bit for our time that and the others that we'll be working with as well. Again, this will be replacing the free Wednesday Q&A training calls with Quantum Life. This is something that Integrity Biofeedback Academy is doing. Also, the calls will be recorded as always and archived on our website so that if you can attend, you can send in your questions ahead of time, email them to us like you've always been able to do, and we will be happy to address those on the call so that you can listen then later at your convenience when the calls are uploaded on our website. So that's going to stay the same as always for your convenience as well. We will be talking about this again, of course, in the next couple of weeks. Again, look for an email from us with all the information and how to actually register and pay for this either monthly or by the year. Either you get a little bit of savings if you just go ahead and do it for the entire year. And again, you can see it's very, I think, cost effective for all the information that you're going to be giving us. And if you have any suggestions of things that you want to see as part of this, of course, send those as well. We're open to suggestions. It's going to be a power-packed week uh, beginning January the 4th, 2017. Okay.
Just
Also,
okay.
okay, go ahead.
I was just going to say that for those of you who are wondering what this does, how does this impact quantum life, we have already spoken with Karen about this, and Karen knows that this is what we were doing. So we are going to maintain your questions for your Infinity devices. Don't think that we're shifting you all over and you guys are going to be put down to the bottom. Absolutely not. We have two main devices here, and the Infinity is one of those two devices. So you will still have all of the access to us that you have had before. However, as Sharron has described to you, you're going to have an intensive blast of more information, hopefully, that you will be able to integrate into your practices. But for those of you who are new, I want you to know that there is still that time for Q&A. So don't be afraid you won't get your questions answered, because truly your questions are driving this. So the format for us, we're not exactly sure, since we do it weekly, exactly how that's going to work out. And it might be an hour and a half, it might be an hour. We're not exactly sure on that. We know it will be at least an hour, as it has been now. But the movement over to this is going to be very, very easy for you to do, and we will no longer be doing it through the GoToMeeting that you are all used to at this moment through Quantum Life Education. But again, as Sharron said, you will get all the information. You will register for the classes just like you did all along, and your information will come out, so it will be seamless. And we just want you to know that we are a community, you who are life practitioners and you who are Infinity practitioners, the CEOs of the companies. Karen Williams is, as we've stated, the CEO of Quantum Life. She will also be one of our quote unquote professional interviews, as things are changing and happening with the Infinity as well, because I know there are still things in the works for the Infinity that Karen is working on. And so as those things come up, those will be just as important to us as they are for the life community. So this is just an integration of the two main devices. And again, Karen's company also has worked with the life system for many years, as well as we have too. So this is a family. We want you to know that nobody's being cut out, nobody's being left out. You're all being picked up and carried along. So we're excited about this, and like Sharron has shared with you, there's a lot of neat things coming. We hope to have themes. Occasionally we'll have a theme for the month where we'll discuss that particular situation throughout those 4 calls, and so it's exciting. And as Sharron said, we definitely want your input on this. We want the things that are important to you. So if you have things that are important to you that you want to hear about and you want to learn about, send those things to us. We will build around that for you, because it is about you, the practitioner and the student, and we're excited about this. Very excited. This is my excited voice.
Yes. We have a client that comes to us, and when we say anything to her that is very exciting and she resonates with, she says she just is filled with goosebumps. And
That's
so
right.
this morning, as we were discussing this, I was filled with goosebumps because it is, yes. Also, I just want to mention real quickly that if you're new to this call, we do have the new Infinity App Proficiency Training, 5 hours of video recordings with a 62-page full color manual. If you're interested in knowing more about that, you can go on our website or you can email me. I'll give you that information in a minute. This is a power-packed, again, video recording from start to finish, how to open your app. It goes screen by screen, how to again, use it to its fullest potential. So that's available now, 5 hours of recording, so that you can download it and you can have it archived for you, so you can go back to it, review it, fast forward it, rewind it, whatever you need to do, and you can also have access to that 62-page manual. So that is really exciting. Also, just to mention, we have the Stress Management Certification Program that we've had for a while under the Natural Therapy Certification Board for Infinity App practitioners. That's something that will help you stay legal within your scope of practice, and also validates you using your Infinity app. Also certified under an international board. We are certified, IBA is, with North America and Europe. So if you're listening from other countries, which we're picking up more and more of that in the last few weeks, we're excited about that. We are certified in Europe as well under the NTCB, as all our courses are. We work very hard to attain that certification and that status with the NTCB, so that's available for you as well. You'll find all this information on our website. We also now have the Life System Proficiency Training. This is 5.5 hours of video recordings, again, start to finish. If you have the Life System, you know that it's a bit more in depth than the Infinity app, and so the training is a little bit more for that. It also has a 50-page full color manual that correlates exactly with the recordings that you listen to and watch on your computer. And so that's available as well. And we have the Biofeedback Certification Program for Life System practitioners. Again, certified by the Natural Therapy Certification Board. Now, this is a lot of information that I'm giving you right now. If you're interested in any of this, please, you can find all of this information on our website, biofeedbackedu.com. If you need clarification on anything you see, or you say, well, I have an Infinity and a Life System. Some of you do. Which certification program is best for me? How do they compare, and so forth? I'll be happy to talk to you about it in person. If you want to talk to me about your goals in education, where you're at, what you're doing, and the best route for you to take for certification, you can call us. There's the number, 239-221-8977, or email me at integritybiofeedback@gmail.com. Also, if you're new and you want to know, where do I start? I'm really not into certification yet, but I need to know more about, besides the proficiency training, where would I begin? Stress for Success is the first course that we recommend that you would take. It's the process and effects of the stress physiologically and the role of thoughts, emotions, and spiritual beliefs. You get 2 free stress panels for your Infinity app, if that's the system that you're using. That would be the first course that we would recommend for you to take. It is also part of the certification program. So if later on, within a year, you say, you know, this is amazing, I want to start a practice, or I want to be certified in this, within a year, we can transfer the credit to this course right over into the certification program at no cost. It counts towards certification if you decide to do that later. The other course that we highly recommend is called Principles of Energetic Intervention. It's the history and latest scientific research of why and how your biofeedback system works. Again, you'll find complete descriptions of this on our website, but if you're wondering, again, where do I begin with this? These are the 2 courses, the essential courses that we would recommend for you to begin on this journey into energy medicine with your systems. Okay, I think that's all for me.
All right. Well, then I am back. I noticed while I've been kind of manning the questions that have been popping in there, I noticed there was one question asking if they did not move over to ours, could they still access the trainings that are here. Sharron and I will no longer be training on Wednesday morning for free. So the answer to that would be no. $99 is less than $10 a month, and everybody has probably at least 2 coffees out a month, or 2 of something else, or maybe 1 of something that costs you $10. So we feel that that's a very fair price, and actually a very low price. And so we encourage you to scoot on over. Otherwise, we will not be offering the free Wednesday morning Q&A any longer. We will not be on at this time any longer. And as I said, we've spoken with Karen about this. This is something that is being has been coming for quite a while. So we will be ending this format and moving to the paid weekly sessions through Integrity Biofeedback Academy. So I just wanted to answer that while I could. Also, there was another question that popped up there, and Sharron, you might want to start reading a couple of those to me.
Sure. One is about the quanta capsules, and since Karen's
Yes.
on, I don't know if you want her to address that, because
Yes.
there is some
Yep.
glitches in the
Yes.
past with that. So she's the
I
tech queen, so for that.
well, yes, in a way. I do know that currently there has been an issue with the emotional app and Insightly, I believe it's called Emotional Insight app through Quantum Life, and also with the Quanta Capsule. And I see that you have mentioned both of those things. That is true. There has been a glitch. If that has not resolved itself, we encourage you to go online to quantum-life.com, and actually I will probably unmute Karen and just, or have Karen just type in, if you would, Karen, where they can go to re-download that, because I believe you just have to re-download it for it to begin working again. I know that many of you have had the Quanta Capsule, and we've been having some glitches with that off and on for the last month or so. It was fixed, and then there was another issue that happened just recently. So I've been assured by the admin of Quantum Life that that is being fixed. And there was just an email sent to me saying that yes, indeed, that is in the works, and it should be fixed already. So Karen, if you'll just type in to Sharron there where they can go to get that information, that would be great. There was an extensive question there, I believe, from Susan. Sharron, if you want to.
Yes. Also, Karen just wrote, that's what I was reading, sorry. We will be
Okay.
uploading a new link to quantumlifeeducation.com.
Okay.
quantumlifeeducation.com. They will be doing that. She says I will send out an email to notify everyone when that is done.
Okay. Very good. Excellent. Okay. Let's get to Susan's question there, because I know it was a little bit in depth. So let's move on to that if we can.
Okay. Yes, we can. Are you ready?
I'm ready. As ready as
Okay.
I'll ever be.
Good question. She says, I have the impression that my handmade custom panels are less accurate than the cross-analysis items. For example, my, quote, bacterial infection, unquote, may look out of balance, but if I cross-check it with the cross-analysis bacterial infections, it doesn't, or vice versa. By the way, my handmade one is under a category like urinary system or eye injury, so that may affect it too. Wow, that's a powerful question.
It's a great question, and I thank you for that. Absolutely, what you're saying there is, let me just click out of these and go to Stress for Success, and let's just get back to that. What Susan is referring to is her customized panels. Now, these are panels for everybody who has an Infinity. You know, one of the neatest things about the Infinity that I absolutely love and cherish is the fact that we can generate our own customized panels. As you see, this is the stress panel that we use through Integrity Biofeedback. It's just one that we've created, but you can all create your own. And for those of you who want to know, how do I create my own? Well, that's in your proficiency training, okay, that Sharron was talking about earlier, which is a great buy. If you don't already have it, you can get it. And also on our website at biofeedbackedu.com, you can go to under the Infinity app tab, and then you'll see Infinity How To. And there are several videos there that you can take a look at, and one of them is about customization. And yes, Susan, thank you for clarifying about the fact that she has my bacterial infections in parentheses, stating that bacterial infections is something that she has placed in a customized panel, and she has it under it's for a grouping of things that have to do with urinary stressors, okay? It would absolutely have an impact because you have it under urinary stressors. So already the energy, when you type that in your customized panel, in other words, ladies and gentlemen, what she was saying is she named her, like you can see here, the name of this panel is Stress for Success. Hers is maybe urinary stressors, whatever it is. And then she has a listing of items beneath that. They would all be in resonance or not resonance, but they would all be involved in whatever this title was, because your energy, as you were typing those in, was reflecting urinary type situations. Okay, so yes, indeed, you have to remember that everything is through intention. So yes, indeed, that would have an impact. The second thing is you might come in here and you might run your customized panels first. Okay, and let's say bacterial infections came up either extremely high or extremely low, indicating that there was some stress potential there for bacterial infections to be an imbalance or a stress around bacterial type infections in your body or in your energy field, and so you would see an imbalance there. If you work on that and then you tap on that, let's say, and you bring up your cross analysis, and then you run your scan for bacterial, you have to remember that you have already sent an energy to the body. So in other words, bacterial infections, the information has already been sent to the body, and the body's biological speed is 1/10,000th of a second. So the body has already taken that information that you've sent it in the initial scan and has been prepared to make some shifts. Okay, so that could also impact what shows up for bacterial infections or bacterial type stress patterns in your cross analysis. So yes, you are on the right path there. You also might want to, if you're looking for something cleaner, I might suggest to you that when you have done this, in your customize, maybe go back to body systems, see what's going on there, and maybe type, just check one of those areas and look for bacterial infection by, let's wait till this is done here, by tapping one of these. Okay, so it's not, maybe let's just tap, what I did was I tapped body systems. Okay, let me show you what I did again. I just came up here and I tapped body organ systems. So now when I type in here, Susan, and I say, okay, let's see what comes up for bacteria, and I see bacteria all. Now it's going to be run against every single body organ system that you have listed there. So it's going to be not so general or not so specific to the one that you're using in your customized panel. I hope this doesn't sound Greek. I'm sure to some of you it probably does, but to you, Susan, I think you're probably understanding exactly what I'm saying. For maybe a cleaner response, come in, run your Da Vinci code, and then tap body organ systems, then put in your bacteria, then run your check and see what comes up. Okay, and it will be specific to the body general, not to a particular organ system. If you want it specific, like is there bacterial stress impacting the circulatory, of course, then you're going to come over and you're going to, instead of tapping body organs systems, you would tap circulatory and type in the bacteria to see if there's any resonance with the circulatory system and bacteria. Okay, this telling us here that generally speaking, we've tapped, I keep wanting to say type, but we've tapped body organ systems, and I've asked about, is there any resonance with some of these bacterias? So it's given me a very low number, really. So it's telling me that there is an ongoing stress, is how I look at this, or a chronic stress potential for a couple of these bacterias right in through here. And here we have bacterial infections just itself, not all the bacteria listed. We have just bacterial infections. So we see that this particular client is having some stress, generally speaking, in the body. We don't know through what system at this point, but we can see that there is a low chronic value. The values in here are 0 to 20,000. In other words, when you're running a scan, you're going to get numbers anywhere from 0 to 20,000 once you've done your check. Again, the halfway point is around 10,000. So that's a pretty balanced area. I'm going to give you a window of 8,000 to 12,000. So that to me is a more normal response. If you have things that are well below 8,000, as is this at 3275, or things well above 12,000, those are your acute and your chronic responses. And so it's telling me that this is a stress here for this value goes to this one that it has brought up here. Remember, you can take that, you can drop it up there, or you can drop it down here. You could go back and forth with a couple of them. Maybe you want to put 3 or 4 of these in here. Now, if you know your client, you might look at this and go, wow, okay, that makes sense. If you don't know your client, that's okay. You can still use, I don't mean if you don't know them, but I'm saying if you don't know them intimately, you can still be sure that you can actually send a vibration to their body to help their body balance any of these type bacterial resonances that it has going on. So that would be a cleaner way of doing that, Susan, instead of using the one from your customized panel. And remember, right here you have all the organ systems, which again, our Infinity is very nicely compact for us, so we can see already what's going on here, what's out of balance. So maybe we do want to tap urinary because we can see it's pretty low at 132. Now we can find out bacteria in relationship to the urinary, circulatory, digestive, immune, any one of these, or again, tapping body organ systems and picking up all of them. If I was in a hurry, that's exactly how I would do it. I would come in here. I would move my time limits or my timers to 1 minute. I would do multi-element phase show, and you see now it's popped up here. I would put probably maybe 6 minutes on here or 4 minutes on here, so it gives 2 minutes to the top, 2 minutes to the bottom, and I'd see what the rectification is, and I would go from there. So I hope that answers that question for you. You just have to remember that the body is, and this is not a cop-out, okay? Because some people say, oh, come on, it doesn't change that quickly. I think I've shared this with you before. I bought my first biofeedback device ever at a reduced rate because a doctor had purchased it, a doctor who was specific to allergy sensitivities, allergies. And when she would run the initial scan for allergies, she would show all of these different allergy sensitivities. Then when she would go into the background to look more deeply at what she was seeing, what came up was so different from the front screen. And so when she had it on the market for sale, I called her and I said, may I ask why you're selling your device? And she said, because. She says, it can't be working because she said, it gives me different values from screen to screen to screen. I said, okay. Well, I said, the body fluctuates continually. And she said, I don't buy that. Well, that was her first mistake. Too bad. because she sold me a very nice unit for a very reduced rate, and I got into my own practice using that device. And the bottom line is your body shifts instantaneously. Instantaneously. And for those of you who have taken our classes, you know that the electromagnetic signaling to the body, which is what you're doing with these devices, is 100 times faster than actual physical chemical signals in the body. So your body does shift that fast. Pay attention to that. Don't second guess it. Your body is telling you the truth. It is never, ever, ever wrong.
Okay, she has some follow-up comments here. And Brenda, I apologize if you answered this because I was typing some other things to some people writing in. What is your take on the numbers and cross analysis? Did you just talk about
Yes,
that?
I
Okay,
did.
good. So we don't have to
Yep.
answer it. She says, thanks so much. Yes, I get it. I haven't been putting in the whole category like body systems yet, just the
Mm-hmm.
subcategories. I
Mm-hmm.
have a whole little system to check the specific um, something here. By the way, not sure if others do it that way. So my
Okay.
right arm category stuff will not help my left arm. Your answer was very helpful. I look forward to next year's webinars. Good. She also says, I have so many things that come up below 8,000 that I have discounted them unless they're closer to 1,000. Or am I
Mm-hmm.
just a little, a totally ill gal? Don't have that impression, but hey, maybe I have more problems than I realize. Well, don't we all?
Well, Susan, thank you, Susan, for your questions too, by the way. And I will look forward to working with you in January. Sharon and I both, we're excited about that. One of the things, I just want to clarify what Susan said there, my left side won't help my right side. When she's referring to your customized panels, when you're making customized panels, if you have very specific things in one panel, that are very specific, let's say to literally to one side of your body, as opposed to the other, unless they're general, you're correct. They won't impact that. These, it's the specifics of that particular item that the body is working with. So it's a very, very specific system that you have here. There are not a lot of generalities. It's more general when you go into the body systems, let's say, because digestive or immune or lymphatic or nervous system or whatever you want to look at, or the urinary, that's going over the entire urinary system. But what you want to do is maybe be more specific. So yes, you would have to put in very much specifics in your customized panel. Also, what was the other part of that last thing? I had that in my mind and it just left me. I probably need some. I just had a session, by the way, with our newest practitioner, and I was the client and she was the practitioner, and she did an excellent job, and I'm very relaxed. And so, what in the world was I saying?
I'm not sure
We had just said about
myself.
the right and the left and the values, and then what else was it that was right
Well,
there?
I just deleted it because I
Okay,
thought you had taken care of it.
okay, yeah.
Well, Susan, if you want to type that in if you need anything else. She did say, here we go. Wonder if I can go in and change the category from right arm to arm, and the subcategories will just somehow know that. Or do I need to redo the entire thing?
I don't think it'll allow you to change the name. If it does, again, by your intention, you could do that. Like in our customized panels, when we have done those, when we went into particular areas, I've shared with you this information before, that we had a client that had been beaten, left for dead. So as you can see, our categories here, we have bone healing, okay? Specifics to bone healing, no matter where they are. Bones of the shoulder and the arm, no matter right side, left side, okay? Also, same things on the hip bones. We just were very specific within that particular area, but what we did was we made it not right side, not left side. Because when you send in the energy to the body, the area in the body that needs that energy is going to be where that energy is directed. So you don't have to worry necessarily whether it's right side or left side. So, and as you can see, we have muscles of the hip and the leg and the muscles of the shoulders and the arms. Again, so these are your major muscles, and it's not indicative of whether it's right or left. So that is the way we have chosen to do it, and we've had very good results with that. So,
And and she was saying, thank you, Susan, for clarifying what I had deleted there. She was talking about so many things are below 8,000, and she's been discounting
mhm.
them unless they're
Oh
closer to
yes, yes,
8,000.
yes,
Otherwise, I'd be running the frequencies all
right,
day.
right.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for that. My comment to you on that is going to be this, and what she's referring to is when she did her the cross analysis, as you saw there, we had several items come up, and the lowest one there was 3275. What I want to say is, and she's saying that I'm saying items well below 8,000, which would be 3275, but uh, Susan is saying she doesn't pay attention too much unless it's like 1,000 and beneath. That's fine, because I want to say to you this is that you have this amazing, brilliant immune system. And this immune system, every time you've been exposed to any kind of pathogen, that immune system begins this whole cataloging process, okay? So it sends out certain helper cells, and Sharron teaches this, so forgive me, I don't have all my right data here, but your T cells, your B cells, your fighting cells, your helper cells, blah, blah, blah. One of those actually takes a bite out of that particular pathogen, and it analyzes it, it decides what it is, it knows what the antibody is that it needs to begin to send out through the body. It needs to know, it knows which systems need to be activated. And then what it has is this massive file cabinet. And so it puts all of that information in this file cabinet. So if you're ever impacted by that particular pathogen again, the body has some information that it has stored, and it knows how to begin the process of fighting that particular pathogen. So those bacterias, even though they're coming up as chronic, does not mean that they are active. Okay, so it could mean that there is a chronic low resonation or expression of that in the energy field of the body, but not necessarily that it is active. So Susan, of course, you would not necessarily be expressing or even aware of all of those items. And no, would I think it would be appropriate to start balancing all of those? No, I agree with you. You would like to be maybe a little more specific, like you're doing with urinary, or like you might do with circulatory or something like that. Being specific in things is like the bacterial type things. That's really an important player there, as opposed to just doing everything. So yes, and the things that all of us would be more aware of are acute responses. A sore throat is an acute response. You're going to know you have a sore throat, right? The bacteria maybe that's generating that, or that is propping that up, would be something, however, that might be a chronic expression in your body that you are not aware of. But nevertheless, that might be an expression that if you continue to have a sore throat, that you might want to not only look at helping with the sore throat, but also looking at the more chronic expressions. So again, for those of you who understand what I just said, wonderful. For those of you who don't, that's good too. That's fine. You don't have to worry about that. I know when I first got into this field, there was things that people were speaking in tongues to me, and because I was face to face with them, I would be going, uh-huh, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I am a question person. I do ask questions, but lots of times they were talking so fast that when they were done, I'd be going, what? What are they saying? What are they talking about? There's plenty of time. You will understand these things. You will begin to intuit how your system works, no matter which system you're working with, the life or the infinity. You will intuit how it works, and it is working by your intention. I have had practitioners that have called me and said about both devices, neither one works. I mean, they've had one or the other, but I've had practitioners from both sides of this coin, life and infinity, and say it doesn't work. Well, you know what? I disagree with that. But the practitioners that have told me that, I would also not qualify as practitioners or healers. Most of them very disease-driven people, people not that they aren't intelligent, yes, indeed, but they do not understand the fields of energy. They do not know anything about the 0 point field, and their education has been in the medical field, which is very hard wired and very left brain information. And so the good news for all of us that are using these devices is that they were wrong. It does work, both of them. And the really neat thing is that today we're seeing more and more and more information come out of those left brain hardwired scientists saying, uh-oh, we missed something. And here it is, energy. Okay, Sharron.
Uh, Good. That I think that answers all of that. Um, Annette is asking, I cannot find the capsule on the quantum-life.com site. Do you have a direct link for that? I am desperate to get my capsule up and running
Mm-hmm.
again. So again, I think what Karen was saying was she is going to have that up there. Uh, she's working on that now, and that you will get an email. Everyone's going to get an email when that is up and able to do that. Um,
Yes,
yes, she says, Karen says not, it's not up there yet. I will know more tomorrow about that.
good.
So we're just a little
Yeah,
bit on hold for that. So good.
yes.
You're welcome, Annette. Thank you.
Yep. I have to say too, again, to all of you, that, the thing of it is with apps and things like that. Of course, these are constantly being fixed. Any kinds of bugs or anything that get in there is being fixed. Every time your iPhones or your iPads get any kind of updates, there's usually something that's going on in the background with all of the apps that you have, not just your Infinity and your Quantum Capsule and your Rife and all of those. These are constantly fluctuating items, and so I don't want you to. I know it's frustrating. So I mean, I'm not. I'm not saying it's not frustrating, because believe me, I have clients that I use the Quantum Capsule with, and I get frustrated. So, and I have been frustrated with the last couple of months. So, we want to validate you in that, but we want you to know that we're not ignoring you. Quantum Life is moving through and getting these things fixed. So, we do appreciate uh, your patience, all of you. And these are the kinds of questions that the reason that we gave you their numbers, and the reason that we give you Karen's email address when Karen's here in the continental United States. She's very good about getting back to you. I know she's been out of touch a little bit just because she was outside of the internet. That's my southern voice coming in there. The internet for the last couple or several weeks. So, but she's back in the saddle. So these things are being taken care of. So we thank you for your patience, and I know that Quantum Life thanks you for that as well. Okay.
That's all. I don't have any more questions.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but
Okay.
it is 5 till, so
Yep.
unless you have anything else brilliant to say
Well,
at
for
this
heaven's
moment,
sakes.
you always do.
I always have something brilliant. I don't know if I have anything brilliant right now to say, but I will just tell you that, again, some of the things that are coming up, I think, are going to be really a neat way for all of us as practitioners to take advantage of getting information from the powers that be, the people that are the CEOs and owners of these companies. Again, Sharron mentioned that we're going to be talking with some legal people about why it's important that we do the things that we do here at Integrity Biofeedback Academy, for jumping through the hoops as the laws change, to always be updating the certification processes. You know, for those of you who are new, I don't want you to think that this is so hard, I'm never going to get it. What we've done with those certification courses is we've made them so that they're interesting. When I've had people that take our courses after being practitioners for years. I've had medical people come on board and take our classes, you know, after they've been practicing for several years and maybe been using biofeedback for several years, and they come on board and they say, wow, I did not know that. Wow, that's amazing information. That helps me to understand what's taking place. And we teach within these certification courses are the anatomy of emotions. This is really a big course within the academy. And these are things that, you know, will help you be good practitioners. Not even good ones, are going to help you be great practitioners, and no matter which device you're using. So stop in there, take a look. Also, for those of you that have purchased the proficiency training, you know, there will be some information coming out to you periodically with some specials. Any of you who have ordered classes from us in the past, you know, we hope to be sending out some specials coming up here pretty soon for getting you back involved and getting you back online and getting your certification. So it's really important. It helps move the entire field ahead. And again, like I've always said, if you consider yourself a practitioner or a healer, then I would think that you would want to know everything you can possibly know and understand about the products that you use to bring about that type of an atmosphere for yourself, your family, and your clients. And if you don't, I feel sorry for you. I think that whenever we do something, we should try to be the very best that we can, especially those of you who are practitioners and being paid a fee for your time. Again, as I say, when you're in our classes, we do ongoing things with you so that we have, we know that people are learning and really digesting the information. That's what it's really about, so that it becomes a part of you, so that your devices are an extension of who you are. And that's how you create atmospheres of healing. And one last thought, remember, healers are the clients. You provide the atmosphere, but the clients are their own healers. You are the one that holds that energy for them, but they are the ones that actually heal themselves. So we're going to end on that note, and I want to thank you as always for your time, and we will look forward to seeing you next Wednesday, still at the same time. And please, if you have questions, you can always email them to integritybiofeedback@gmail.com, and we will be happy to answer them on Wednesday, and you will be able to pick up your archived webinars if you haven't had a chance to attend live. When we get ready to put ours up starting in January, I hope that I will be, my intention is to put them up regarding what's in each one. So in other words, if we talked about meridians, or we talked about the emotional profile, or that was the week that we interviewed Karen Williams, that they will have names on them, so you'll be able to go through them a little bit easier, I hope, to pick out ones that you need to have. So we're excited. We send you light, love, and blessings until we see you next time. Be kind.